Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Justin Sarachik, editor-in-chief of Rapzilla.com, and I'm going to bring you the very best news of the week. But first, we're going to give a shout out to Sam Collier, the sponsor of this week's episode. He's a TV host, a podcaster, an artist, an author, and a pastor. So let's hear a little bit about Sam Collier. Sam Collier releases a greater story, revealing his journey from poverty to purpose. Collier reunited with birth family on Steve Harvey's show, launching his gripping story of hope despite adversity. All right, so let's kick it to our first story. A few weeks ago, Lecrae told us in an episode of Community During Chaos that Restoration may be his last album, and he calls it quits. Maybe he'll drop a mixtape or whatever. But on Twitter, he was answering some fan questions, and somebody asked him if he would still be doing features, and he said, Church Clothes 4 has some good features on it, which means that's probably coming. And then somebody asked him about an Andy Mineo collab project, and he kind of gave a little nod and a wink to that happening as well. So perhaps before Lecrae says farewell to everyone, we're gonna get Church Clothes 4 and an Andy Mineo and Lecrae project, which would be super dope. Check out that article on Rapzilla now. So remember in 2015 when we had a really dope freshman class and we dropped an even doper freshman project? Well, guess what? 2020, the freshman project is back. And the first single drops this Friday, but I'm not gonna tell you what it's called and I'm not gonna tell you who's on it. But I will say that the entire project is produced by high schooler Arrow, who is also a member of this freshman class, and the entire freshman class is a part of this project, which is super, super dope. All right, so the Dove Awards for 2020 were finally announced, and per usual, everybody was angry at the diversity. Obviously, Christian hip hop is a huge scene, but it's always kind of relegated to a few key players every single year. And shout out to those people for getting nominated, because of course they deserve it. But you have your social clubs, your Andy Mineos, Gavi is on there, Aaron Cole, and even Kanye West has slipped onto the ballot this year for Jesus is King. Some people don't understand how the Dove Awards work. You have to be a member of the Gospel Music Association, a paying member, and you also have to have your music submitted either by a label or through yourself. It's a lot of paperwork and some money involved, so it's not necessarily easy to do it, but essentially anyone can do it. So if you didn't submit your music to the Dove Awards, then you're not going to be nominated. But we're not sure if Kanye submitted his music to the Dove Awards and that was just placed there. So I don't know really what's happening, but let us know what you think about the nominations and check that out on Rapzilla.com. So we dropped part 2 of Was 2016 the Best Year of CHH? Last week we talked about Collision Records and all the projects that they dropped, and we also talked about the rise of RMG. Well, this week our writer Joshua breaks down Reach Records expanding, God Over Money blossoming, and indie artists such as Reconcile and D1 making major moves in the mainstream space. There's going to be a part 3 to this article that even expounds upon this even further. 2016, do you think it's the greatest year of CHH? And if not, what year do you think it is? And if you have a really strong opinion on it, do you want to write about it for us? Let me know. Me at Rapzilla.com. Shoot us an email and say, Justin, I know the year. Let's do a quick wrap up of 2 articles. One of them is Match Made in Heaven, where we paired producers and artists who have done at least 10 songs or about an album's worth of material together and said why these are in our top 5. So we've got NF and Tommy Prophet. You got Lecrae and Zaytoven, Aaron Cole and Saint X, and 2 others on that list. And we plan on doing multiple parts. So if you see a pairing that's not there, it may be there. So let us know who you'd like to see on part 2 or part 3 or part 4. But remember, it's got to be at least 10 songs together. And the second article, I wrote a conspiracy theory, tinfoil hat theory, on why I think Tommy Royale and Aaron Cole may be the next people to sign to Reach Records. It was just a fun article, not super serious, but I did take some tweets and Instagram posts and songs and different things together to indicate why this may actually happen. And most of you kind of agreed with it, which is kind of cool, because usually I write conspiracy theories and nobody agrees with me, and then I wind up being right. I don't know. Check it out and let us know what you think in the comments. Again, now let's kick it back to our sponsored artist of the week, Sam Collier, and learn a little bit more about what he's got going on. In his deeply personal and universally relatable upcoming book, A Greater Story, My Rescue, Your Purpose, and Our Place in God's Plan, Collier tells the inspiring journey of his experiences of abandonment, sacrifice, rescue, and gratitude that led him to discover his purpose and place in God's plan. In the book, Collier shares that your purpose is wherever your passion, giftings, and God's provision intersect. It is also a single with The Truth and Tyra Scott. Listen to it on Rapzilla now. And that's gonna do it. Check out all of these stories and more on Rapzilla.com. We've got plenty of content. We've got plenty more coming. Remember, every Monday night, we have Community During Chaos. Yesterday, I had Aaron Knight, Jay Crum, and Derek Miner blessing us for over 2 hours, imparting their wisdom. And that would be episode 11. So I've spoken to 33 people so far. We have Critique Fridays on Friday with On-Beat Music. Of course, the news show today on Tuesdays. We have the CHH Africa playlist. Plus, we have all the other Rapzilla playlists on Spotify, Apple Music, and Pandora. So make sure you get your music fix there. If you're interested in endorsing, sponsoring, helping out, or doing anything with this news show, hit us up at me@Rapzilla.com. And other than that, stay safe, be blessed, and I will catch you all next week. Peace.